You cannot serve two masters at the same time, and I just want to drop this with you. If you are tuned in on TikTok or YouTube, this is me, Catherine Swartz, and this is a redemption time. I would like to drop this with you. Let this be like a reminder or maybe advice. We all know the word, but sometimes God is just bringing us back into remembrance, and this is very, very profound. And it comes out of Matthew chapter 6 verse 24, where Jesus this is actually from the teaching, where he said that you cannot serve two masters at the same time. Either you will hate the one and you will obviously love the other one, and that is so true. You will hold to the one and you will despise to the other one, and you cannot serve God and mammon. So 'n mens kan dit eintlik baie groot uitbrei. This is me, Catherine Swartz, and this is Redemption Time. If you're listening on TikTok or YouTube, very, very warm welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So if you cannot serve two masters, you either have to choose between the two. You cannot love the world and still love the things of the world, if you know what I mean. Like, you cannot still want to be one foot in the world and the other foot you want to be holier than thou. It's either you serve God wholeheartedly, unselfishly, forget about yourself, and you serve, or either dan dien jy die Bible. There's some of us that you will be saved, Daar sommige wat net hel toe sal gaan, dit is maar net soos dit is. En sommige wat gesave is, the book, your name is already written. I know my name is written in the book of life, and I'm decreeing and declaring that every single day. We can strive, but at the end of the day, jy kan nie lukewarm wees nie. As jy lukewarm is, dan word jy uitgespoeg. So you rather choose, you make up your mind and you say, Lord, Here, ek wil U dien vandag, Jy kan nie een voet in die duisternis wees en die ander voet by die Here wees nie, So that is just the word of God. The word is sharper than a double-edged sword. It cuts through bone and it cuts through marrow. It's not for you and it's not for me. So no man can actually serve two masters. You cannot want to be actually at two places at the same time. That is also what it is. As ons kyk na die Babylonian state, hoe die Babylonian state gelewe het, you either serve the devil 100% or you either serve Jesus 100%. You cannot give the devil 50% or the devil 99%, and you want to give God 5%, or maybe 1%. That is not right. It's either you give your life to God and you decide, no, stop it, and it is that, we are living in the end times already. It is already that time, Ons kan nie nou say, the end times come and whatever. No, we are already in the end times. And nowadays we have to be so careful of what we are saying and how we are doing things, because ons wat die woord gee for my brother and my sister, the word, we will always be tested by the word, that is for me and that is for you. And it's either you listen to the one and you don't listen to the other one. It's either you are obedient to the one and you are disobedient to the one. If we go back to the garden and we look where the serpent was more cunning, and the serpent was more crafty than any beast. That is what the word says. He was more cunning and he was more crafty than any beast. The devil also wear Prada. The devil dra ook hakskoene. And the devil het ook 'n pulpit, So it's either ons moet so ingeslyp wees, vir wie dien jy die duiwel of dien jy die Here? Die duiwel kan ook vir jou sê, ja, maar het God regtig so gesê? The devil can ook vir jou preach. He's got a pulpit. He knows the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. That is why he also said, but in those days there were no Bible. They had a clear conversation. They had a clear they had a clear connection with God. That was Adam and Eve. And if we look back in the garden where they were both in the glory, they were both in the garden, they were both in Eden. And at that moment, Eve was the one that actually listened to the cunningness of the serpent, and that serpent was cunning more than that serpent was more cunning than a hyena. It was more cunning than, it was more slimmer and more things, and he actually just knew it. He just asked one question. Hy het net vir haar een vraag gevra, en dit is waar sy eintlik gedink het, jong, is dit regtig so? Is dit so of is dit nie so nie, So at the end of the day, let us come to a point where we say, Lord, I want to hear you. I want to be obedient to you. I want to do whatever you want me to do at the end of the day. And the word will guide us. The word will teach us. The word will guide us. The word will teach us. So let us ask God for wisdom. Let us ask God for wisdom in how to do things at the end of the day. So you ask God for wisdom. So my brother and my sister, that is the word of God. You cannot be, jy kan nou nog 'n klapstoel sit nie. Jy kan nou nog by een prostituut wees en dan jy's getroud, jy wil by die prostituut wees, maar jy wil ook by jou vrou wees. It's time for you to cut the cord. It's time for you to cut ties, cut those soul ties. Sny af wat nie afgesny word, Decide what you want to do. We all have choices. Adam had a choice. Wil hy eet dit van die yes, it was a deception that went on. It was a deception wat aangegaan het aan binnekant in die garden, because the serpent was so cunning. Vir wie luister jy? Because why? Die serpent het ook 'n preekstoel. Die duivel het ook 'n preekstoel en hy ken die woord voor en agter, He was there in the beginning as well. He was there. Hy ken glory en hy weet wat it is to be in the presence of God. So my brother, my sister, who are you serving? Sometimes ons gee so baie vir die wêreld, and we have less time for God. Ons gee so alles vir die wêreld en ons het nie tyd vir die Here. Ons gee so alles vir ons wil eerder mens tevrede stel, Ons wil eerder mens tevrede stel, maar ons wil nie God tevrede stel nie. Hoeveel tyd bestee jy aan gebed? Hoeveel tyd bestee jy om jou Bybel te lees? Hoeveel tyd bestee jy to meditate upon the word? Hoeveel tyd bestee jy voor die TV? Hoeveel tyd bestee jy met jou vriende? Hoeveel tyd bestee jy daar buitekant and whatever you want to do for the world, hoeveel tyd bestee jy aan 'n game wat jy heeldag sit en vaskyk en game speel, Come to a point where you say, Lord, I want to give my best to you. I want to give my time to you, As jy nou net vir die Here iets vra, you ask God for one thing. If you ask for God for one thing, and then you expect God to do that thing for you, you expect God to jump so high for you, En as jy net dat dan gekry het, dan is jy weer laat die daar en sit jy weer lekker rustig en skop skoene uit en al die lekker agteroor. But the time when you needed God, at that time, dan is jy op jou knieë. My brother and my sister, let us come to a point where we just focus, where we are God focused, where we are Jesus focused, where we are Jesus conscious, where we are just serving one Jesus. There's only one Jesus. There's no 10 Jesus. There's only one Jesus. Wie wil jy eintlik dien? Who do you want to serve? There are many gods, but there's only one Jesus Christ. There's only one God, and His name is Jesus Christ, the true Messiah. There was only one God, and before God there is no other God, and after Him there will be no God. That is what the Word of God says. Wil jy vir alle dien, of wil jy Jesus dien? Wil jy 'n Egiptiese God dien, of wil jy Jesus dien? Wil jy nou 'n Griekse God dien, of wil jy Jesus dien? Wil jy die sterre dien, of wil jy Jesus dien? Wil jy in elk geval God, Jesus het al hy goed gemaak. He's the firstborn. Jesus is the firstborn. He's the firstborn of all creation. I'm going to say that again. Jesus Christ is the firstborn of all creation. So you either serve Lucifer or you serve Jesus. Daar's baie wat gaan gered word en daar's baie wat nie gaan gered word nie. So that is just, dit is maar net so wat dit is, Jy kan die perd vat om water te drink. Jy kan sê, sure is more than a conqueror. This is your dream. This is my declaration. This is my proclamation. This is your dream. The filling power of His word. This is my declaration, my proclamation forevermore. Amen.